What was it? I'm just curious. What was a seminar with de Lubac like? So you're around the table with him and some
Well,
students.
actually, no,
Or you-
he wasn't teaching, no seminars. It was
So what, just one-on-one?
just one-on-one.
What was that like? So you're with him in a room and you've read a text together or something? or what?
Yeah, and I would, ask him questions about things he had written, and, most of his books, the bottom half is, apparatus, footnotes and
Notes, yeah,
stuff.
right.
It's the only part of the page is text. And I mean, once he'd done a new book and I read it and I thanked him for it. Oh, there's nothing there, but I'm just quoting the fathers. I said, well, yeah, that's like Rembrandt saying that
Yeah, right.
the paint just came out of the tube,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
because the way he weaves it together.
Yeah.
I think his books are classic. They'll be read
They're
for
wonderful.
centuries if we go on that long.
Well, I read them in Ignatius Press editions, when I was a young guy. But back in those days, so now I'm in the 1980s, I'm in the seminary. We had to read those books kind of under the covers with a flashlight,
Yeah.
right? Because in those days, de Lubac and Ratzinger and Balthasar, I mean, arch conservatives and,
Yeah.
kind of dangerous people and extraordinary isn't it, how that has shifted and changed. Here's de Lubac's silence for being, if you want, like too much of a liberal voice
Right.
in those days. Then in my time, too much of a hyper-conservative voice. And then today, again, he's seen by some as a
That's right.
modernist. I think the church kind of shifting in odd ways around
But
him.
Balthasar, de Lubac,
Yeah.
Ratzinger, Bouillet, they're in the center, deeply
Right.
rooted in tradition, and yet open to newness. I mean, look what
Right.
Balthasar did in his whole theology
Yeah,
and
yeah.
aesthetic. I mean, wonderful. And yet, who could be more rooted in the tradition of the church than Balthasar?